I've been a member of YPO for 7 years.
About 4 years.
5 years.
9 years.
About 8 years I've been involved in YPO.
I've been a member of YPO since '99.
YPO is the Young Presidents Organization.
It's a group that gets together to grow together through education and through shared experiences.
Somewhere between a therapy group and a business support group.
YPO is a group of crazy guys who get together with the excuse that it's all about business, and really we have a bunch of fun.
In YPO, you can count on your brothers and sisters.
I have a lot of friends in the world, but I don't have a lot of friends like my YPO friends.
YPO for me is a place that you come over, exchange ideas, meet new great people, and have a good time with them.
It's just a group of people that just really want to do what's best for each other, to help each other achieve their goals and aspirations in life.
YPO's Southern California chapter had an unforgettable education year, one that raised the bar for philanthropy, adventure, camaraderie, and overall good times.
This year, I think it was really Glenn's vision to make a difference in Orange County in a way that we never have before.
It was really a breaking the mold kind of a year.
The premier event was the charity gala, Life Changing Lives. It started as a risky undertaking, but quickly became an overwhelming success and raised close to $1 million in a fragile economy, including a puppy auctioned for nearly $30,000.
Well, today that dog's worth more than most houses. So it is pretty amazing times back then.
This year was one of the best years that I've had in YPO. Glenn's effort was just tremendous.
When I asked Glenn to do the education year, I knew that he has the ability and the imagination to really put together some fun events. I should not have been surprised that he really wanted to go outside the boundaries of YPO.
I laid it out to the board. I had explained that I thought, let's do a charity, let's raise some money and awareness for certain needy groups in our area. And I got a pretty huge no resistance. Let's not go there. It's very risky.
I'd say suicide level risk.
Over all the years of our chapter, that's been a kind of a huge taboo. And many people in our chapter contribute in a big way to charities, but it was just something never introduced to YPO, and so I did my best to dissuade him actually from doing this, but he was not to be deterred.
There's definitely some strong and opinionated people. I encouraged him, if he felt that's what he wanted to do, then he should do it regardless of what other people thought.
Isn't that what YPO is about? Going outside of our comfort zone. It's about taking risks that maybe we feel could completely change the course of our lives.
With heavy hitters like John Elway, Tony Hawk, American Idol stars, Dave Winfield, and Roy Firestone all in attendance, the surprises kept coming. But the real stars were the charities for children.
When I hear a story like that, and being a mother of a young child that hasn't reached that moment yet, it hits harder to the heart. So let's help make it right.
When Mindy was up on stage talking about and introducing these, you could see with her that this was much more than just an event. It was heartfelt.
I can't forget this moment. This moment was very engaging for me.
The idea that the more you give, the more you get. That's the whole YPO motto.
Something truly impactful had happened.
That impactful feeling continued month after month, from the LA experience to the Grammys to the President's Retreat and many other inspiring events along the way, such as the one with astronaut Charlie Duke.
Glenn's vision to support charities and tap resources out there of really very compelling speakers. I think it just makes the experience more special.
A lot of our speakers, including Charlie Duke, they came not because we paid them, but they came because they understood what we were trying to do in our community here. And Charlie was a perfect example.
I hope that what we did in Apollo, that you boys and girls can build on that, and that our lives and what we did will help change your lives.
That was amazing, because here's one of only 12 people who have stepped foot on the face of the moon.
To have him come and give his time, again, free, because he knew we were doing something to help these children, was amazing. to do a YPO event, you always have to go over the top.
Wow, the LA experience. Helicopters over LA, a tour through the city jails and ending up the ghettos, touring the ghettos of Los Angeles, having tacos on the back of a police officer's car. Wow, I don't know if it gets any better than that.
Being up in the helicopters, the LAPD, and chasing the bad guys and helping bring them to justice was kind of an amazing experience and very unique.
We started the morning off with a visit to a nonprofit organization called Homeboy Industries, and we had the opportunity to meet with the founder, Father Greg Boyle.
I buried my first kid in 1988. I will bury my 160th on Monday. And so it's about infusing hope to kids for whom hope is foreign.
Really getting in and doing a true jail experience. You know, we were right there with them, and I was worried about getting a shank or something, you know what I mean? But it was pretty neat to just see what it's like on the other side.
The highlight for me of that event was when we heard the stories of life on the street from 3 former gang members.
I changed my life because of this program. I got involved in gangs at a young age. I have 3 beautiful children that I lost because of my drug use and my drug addiction. My past is my past, and my God has forgiven me. I must press on.
At the age of 16, I got arrested for a murder case, and I was looking at 25 to life. The first person I called, it wasn't my mom and it wasn't a lawyer, it was Father Greg, and he was there.
It was fascinating to see LA from that kind of vantage point. Probably the best experience I've ever had in YPO, aside from the Life Changing Lives event.
Another unique vantage point was the exciting Grammy weekend, where YPO members got the glitzy red carpet treatment and donated money to Grammy charity Music Cares.
The Grammy is just so much fun.
The Grammys, it's Glenn's brainchild. He introduced us to one of the producers of the Grammys, and so from that then we were able to parlay that into a whole event.
To have the Grammy experience the way we did it, I don't think very many people ever get to experience that unless you're up for a Grammy yourself.
We went backstage to figure out what are the interworkings of the Grammys behind the scenes, and we saw rehearsals being conducted by Carrie Underwood being one of them. We had just a great time, and probably the highlight of the night, besides seeing Neil Diamond up there, was watching Jennifer Hudson sing Holly Holy. That was a life-changing event for me.
We had really great seats, and that was really super fun.
Another one of those once-in-a-lifetime, absolutely amazing, over-the-top, indescribable sort of things where I spent most of my time just walking around with my jaw dropped and just saying, wow, never thought I'd be here.
Chapter members probably thought they wouldn't be doing this either. Thank you very much.
The Moab in Vegas President's Retreat was fantastic.
Steve Built was the chair of that event, and we decided, let's keep it local.
It was an event that, you know, was a fun one for me to try to contemplate how to put my own stamp on it. And, you know, so much of what I enjoy is to be out there doing some things that are a little bit adrenaline based and feel somewhat uncontrolled.
So we went basically out to the desert, to Moab, and we rappelled down 300-foot cliffs.
I was probably the butt of the rappelling story, which I don't think I'm ever going to do again.
One of the best parts was sleeping under the stars. Of course, I woke up in the middle of the night surrounded by snorers, and at that point wasn't so fun.
Vegas came next.
Vegas was Vegas. I better not say much more.
The highlight of that was every single member of YPO was dressed up professionally like Elvis Presley. And so we had about 40 Elvi walking through the casinos, and it was really, really funny.
You could hear the crowd, the roar of people as we walked through the casino, and we all looked like idiots, and it was exactly a perfect ending to, you know, an amazing week.
I'm all shook up.
Glenn's desire to make this a special year was clearly evident.
Glenn's really a visionary.
I really believe that he was a driving force this year.
YPO has an amazing way of every time a bar gets set, the next person comes along and just goes for it and raises it. And, you know, undoubtedly Glenn raised the bar in a huge way.
I wanted people to look back at the year and say, we did something special. We didn't just have a lot of fun. We didn't just, you know, get some education out of this, but we changed lives. That's what I wanted people to see and get and feel that it is not your average YPO year. It is something completely different than anything that they'd ever done before. And I think we achieved that.
What about now? Viva Las Vegas. Viva.
That was a great video. I'm gonna sum up all my YPO friend Elvis style. Glenn Stern, I wouldn't trust him to be the education chair. No way. Robert Grant, very dry, no charm. Oh, Ken Bill, great repeller. Steve Bilt, don't patronize me. Mark Van Gogh, so unorganized, you can count on him. Gavin Herbert, I have nothing to say about him. Let's have a shot. Cheers.